That's fine.
Yes.
Good morning. I'm going to call this session of the Boardroom Revision to order. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Treaty 1 territory, the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. Our panel is composed of Lynn Nisbet, who's farthest to my left, Ron Merritt, who's to my left, and myself, Harvey Diamond. We are going to, our secretary is Kelsey Harrison, and the city is represented by the assessor, Candace Wright. We'll be hearing applications for revision of the assessment rules in accordance with the Municipal Act of the Province of Manitoba. The matters for which revision have been requested are described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that applicants and the assessor make today must be sworn testimony or affirmed to be the truth, and anyone speaking to such matters must be sworn in or affirmed. Be advised that we will not accept comparison assessments of other properties which we do not feel are relevant, and if that's your evidence, we will not hear it. We require knowledge of sales that have taken place and show true value. Our board is appointed annually by council and is independent of it and the city administration. We make our decisions on the basis of the evidence that we hear today, and after hearing all the evidence, we will in the future provide written orders that we mail to each party as soon as possible after our hearing today. Please note that our decisions can be appealed to the municipal board if the matter pertains to an assessed value or a classification, or if the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to an application for exemption from taxation. And if a party wishes to appeal, the information how to do so will be closed with our order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm that each matter before we hear it. Parties will be sworn in, and we will then hear the assessor's testimony, followed by any questions that might be had of the assessor by yourself or our panel, after which you can give your evidence, and again, that too will be questioned by parties here. Once an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will continue and repeat for everybody on the docket today, and after all of the matters are dealt with, we will adjourn, and as I said before, we'll send out our decisions. They will be sent by registered mail as soon as possible after today. Usually you can expect them within 2 weeks. The information on our hearing today is both recorded and live streamed and forms part of our public record, so we can proceed. We're going to call the first matter, which is 860 Kildonan Drive. Mr. Neufeld, and swear the parties in. Kelsey?
Would you like to swear on the Bible or affirm the facts? Could you please state your name? Candace Wright. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you. And did you want to swear on the Bible? And could you please state your name? Nancy Captain. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Would you like to swear on? Could you please state your name?
Roger Neufeld.
Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I did.
Thank you.
Ms. Wright, when you're ready, you can proceed.
Roll number 0202093900, 860 Kildonan Drive. This is a two-story house located in the Kildonan Drive neighborhood. The year built is 1958, effective year built in 1968. The living area is 2,382 square feet. This house has a full basement with basement finish. There's one full bath, 2 half baths, central AC, 2 fireplaces, an attached multi-car garage. The lot size is 23,033 square feet. It's Red River adjacent, and there is a pump lift station located beside the property. The 2020 assessment roll is $619,000, which is $259.87 per square foot. There are 4 comparables, which are 900 Kildonan Drive, 662 Kildonan Drive, 780 Kildonan Drive, and 668 Kildonan Drive. All houses are located in the Kildonan Drive neighborhood. Comps 1, 3, and 4 are 2 stories. Comp 2 is a 2 1-story. The effective, or the year built ranges from 1929 to 1955. Effective year built ranges from 1969 to 1980. The living area ranges from 1,755 square feet to 2,515 square feet. They all have full basements with basement finish. The range of bathrooms is from 2.5 to 4.5. Comps 1 and 4 have central AC, comps 2 and 3 do not. Comparable number 1 has 2 fireplaces, comp number 4 has 1 fireplace, and comps 2 and 3 do not have fireplaces. Comps 1 and 3 have attached multi-car garages, comp 2 has a detached multi-car garage, and comp 4 has an attached single-car garage. The lot size ranges from 9,450 square feet to 22,847 square feet. All properties, all comparables are Red River adjacent. The sale price ranges from $490,000 to $672,500. Time adjusted sale prices range from $493,400 to $676,500. So that gives a time adjusted square foot, price per square foot range from $255.79 to $318.80.
Thank you. Mr. Newfield, any questions to the assessor?
Yes, thank you. So I understand you did inspect this property?
I did an exterior inspection.
Okay, oh, exterior, okay. And do you have an adjustment factor for the location of a works station like the pump house? Does the city have that in your standards?
We do list it as an influence on the land. I wasn't able to find sales that were located next to a pump house.
Okay, but when the actual calculation of the assessment is done, is there a numerical factor that's applied?
No.
The comparables, have you inspected any of them?
I did a desktop review using MLS.
Okay, so I have some questions. 662 Kildonan, you have it listed at 2,058 square feet. Now, are you aware that the MLS listing on it has that at 2,544 square feet?
Yes, I see that listing now.
So there's a discrepancy of 500 square feet. So no attempt was made to reconcile what this was?
Not at this time.
Same question in comparable number 4. The MLS listing was at 1,846 square feet. Were you aware of that?
Yes.
And did you investigate the discrepancy?
No.
So you brought in 2 comparables that you knew were incorrect in size then? Is that correct?
Yes, it hasn't been looked into yet.
Now, your time adjustment factor is how much? How much percentage is the time adjustment? Is it a certain percentage per month?
Yep. So,
I wish I had that book.
If you have those questions, you will have it.
I can write my notes here.
approximately 0.15% per month.
0.15 per month, okay.
Yeah.
And is there a statistical analysis that went into this? Was it just for riverfront homes in this neighborhood?
Yes, for the time adjustment.
For the time adjustment, did you just, no, it was it on the entire city?
No.
But the average would be the 0.15 per month is for the residential properties across the
Yeah,
city.
it's not a specific to property type or
No.
neighborhood.
We do break it down to each market region. There's 10 market regions in the city.
Okay.
But for when we present it and we say the 0.15%, it's the approximately for the whole city, for all
Okay.
10 regions together.
So then my question would be, given that we have a unique setting, riverfront setting, would you think that the citywide average would be fair to apply to unique property style?
The time adjustment?
Yeah.
It is approximately, so these 4 comparables would have the time adjustment on it, yes.
Comparable number 4, are you aware that prior to sale, the owner stated that they spent $170,000 in renovations?
No.
Would that have a factor in your selection or in your analysis of the comparable? Did the comparable have $170,000 in renovations done prior to your valuation?
Prior to our evaluation
Yeah.
of,
Well, a home that has been renovated with $170,000 is going to sell for more than one that isn't, correct?
yes.
Okay. So was that taken into consideration on this comparable? Or sorry, let's start with, were you aware that they had spent it? It's in the MLS listing if you have it.
Yes.
The comparable does have an effective age, so it does reflect some renovations done to the home. So the MLS has 170,000
Prior to sale.
prior to sale.
Those are my questions, thank you.
Thank you. Is this any questions to the assessor?
I don't have any at this point.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
You're reserving your right to ask.
Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Mayor, do you have any questions?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Ms. Wright, Mr. Newfield has drawn for comparable number 2 and comparable number 4. He asked whether you're aware of the square footage because there is a discrepancy. So you answered yes, but I'm just wondering why the correct figures weren't put in there for square footage. Do you, like you said you were aware of it, but you know, like.
I didn't have the opportunity to personally verify which number
Okay.
is correct.
So your information was obtained from the MLS listing?
Our information is from the records.
From your field
office.
sheets? From your
Yes.
field sheets, so any data is taken from your field sheets then? So when he talks about the square footage, his knowledge would probably be from the MLS. Okay. So why would it be off? Because of renovations, maybe?
Yeah, typically, yeah, some people will finish like a 4-season sunroom and turn it into a 4-season without permits. Unfortunately, some people do additions without permits. I know we do exterior measurements. We include, especially for second stories, we include the staircase
Okay.
up to the 2nd floor, so there's discrepancies
So
that
you
way
go
as well.
more or less by your field sheets. Okay. It says that I see all the properties here are even numbered, okay? So there's no odd numbers, so when it says Red River adjacent, that means they front the river? They don't back onto the river, what I'm saying.
No, they back on.
They back on.
They
Yeah.
back on, so the even numbers back onto the river.
Yes.
Yes, and she provided a map
Okay.
for your viewing.
I just like looking at the properties.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the fact that all the comparables are on the street, which is a great help. But I see that as you go into the higher numbers on Kildonan Drive, they seem to sell for more. So the lower numbers would probably be older, I would imagine, because comparable number 4 is the lowest sale at $490. Okay. And as you go along the street, 662 is 550, and then the rest of them go higher. So, did you do a drive-by past the subject property or anything like that?
The subject property,
Yeah.
I did an exterior inspection.
Okay.
Yes.
So, did you conclude that it's an older area down the way and gradually improve with improvements or not? Or it's just my speculation?
Yeah, I didn't.
I think that's all the questions I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Well, now that Mr. Ramirez asked so many questions, I don't have very many, but one question I do have is, if you're gonna look at your comparables, which one do you think best compares the subject property with the market?
I would say comparable number one, it's the closest in size, and the lot size is also the closest.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Feld, it's your turn.
Now you made me come up with a follow-up question
Well,
on comparable number one. Comparable number one, you said you thought that was your most closest comparable. Do you have the square footage on that one, by the way? No, it's also incorrect, is it not, from MLS?
Thanks, Kelsey.
well, you've already asked that question.
Well, no, it's just, it's her best comparable, I'm
Yeah.
getting to it.
Yeah.
But if I don't ask that question first, then you'll say, how come you didn't mention that?
Okay, well, you mentioned it.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if it needs an answer, but
Then fine, then let's move on to my question here. Did you read the description in the MLS listing on 900 Kildonan where it describes it as being a custom-built home?
Yes.
So is the subject a custom-built home?
You thought that I did my job?
And did you read the 8 lines of upgrades that it's recently had? Did the subject have any of these upgrades?
I was not able to do an interior inspection.
Thank you, that's my only question.
okay, now you can proceed with your evidence, Mr. Newfeld.
Okay. So I've given you 2 handouts, and firstly, the one that has the picture here, just some pictures on it, and homeowners, one of the big homeowners issues is you see the top picture where the house is marked, and then the property immediately south is the City Winnipeg pump house. So his concern there is that it's a noxious influence on the market. He does say it has a lot of odors coming from it. I imagine it's a land drainage pump house, so it wouldn't be sewage. But we're probably talking about decades of mildew and mold being pumped from city streets into the Red River, and it being a work crew site. He also is complaining about it being a site for city workers going into to take extended breaks and enjoying pharmaceutical products. Now, we're not complaining about it here, but you know, with all the publicity going on in the city, well,
with all publicity, I think it's a city-wide phenomenon, so I don't know if you can
It is.
restrict it to
It
your
is.
client's property.
but I think the issue is that it's a negative influence on property being located next to a pump house. Page 2 and 3 are his issues with the property, and you can see that his issues are, you know, he's basically describing a house as is, and concerns with the neighborhood. Now, on the 3rd page in the blue are a selection of, these are called histories of the homes that I'm using. And I don't have all of them because not all of them had histories. These are the MLS listings of and set sales. And without exception, and I wasn't cherry picking here, these are all of them the ones that had history. Without exception, every single one of them sold for less than it was listed, or at or lower than the previous sale. There is no indication here of an upward movement in the market. And the reason is simple. This is a river home. They don't move with the regular market. It's called price elasticity. The regular market, when things are hot, everything moves up, but a river home tends to have a more stable amount.
Which might be true, but all the comparables are river properties as well.
That's what these are.
And so are the
The rates.
cities, you know.
I'm talking about a time adjustment.
Okay,
These show no time adjustment is warranted.
okay.
You'll notice, like for example, number 1 tried to sell for $374,900, sold for $355,000. Well, this is at a time when every other house you put on sale, they get competitive bids and it sells for higher than the list. That's the phenomenon in Winnipeg right
So
now.
perhaps they were overlisted to begin with.
Every single one of them?
Well, it could be.
No.
People
It's-
never might have
it
grand
isn't.
use, I mean, we don't know that.
Look at the time, look at number, the 22 Eastwood, which is an example in the neighborhood. It's a river influence one. On the market for 3 years. 3 years, began at $624,900, sold for $487. That's not just a drop in price, that's an extended marketing period. When normally, you know what the standard is in residential, you put your notice out, you got an open house on Tuesday, or sorry, Sunday, offers accepted Monday, it's sold Tuesday. That's what is happening in the house market with competitive bidding. None of these homes are showing that phenomenon. I'm going to say that this style of home does not have that sort of attraction in the marketplace, so no time adjustment is warranted. On my last page are the comparables just broken down by grid, and not all of these are on Kildonan, and I've included bungalows and 2 stories, and then also broken up the 2 stories. I'm suggesting particular attention be placed on 662 Kildonan, 668, 780 Kildonan, and 420 Breeden. Now, 420 Breeden is on the river as well. And just so you know that I'm not alone in that, because we did appeal this 2 years ago, and the city used Breeden as a comparable, and I think it's reasonable. Now, 900 Kildonan we did not rely on because it, as the listings indicate, I put it in here for bulk analysis, but in the long run I wouldn't, because it is home shows 10 out of 10, custom built and designed, meticulously maintained, loads of upgrades, updated hardwood, dining room, gas fireplace, renovated kitchen, granite counters, ensuite soaker tub, private balcony, circular bar. So these are all upgraded boiler system, separate cooling system. So this one was upgraded, and the price showed it. The other handout I have for you are all the listings showing the pictures of these properties and the comments on them. And we did get the sizes right. Now, just a note on sizes. When a listing agent goes out and takes the sizes down, they have standards that they have to comply with, and if they violate those standards, they lose their licenses and get fined, et cetera, et cetera. The city doesn't upgrade as much, and so we have much more confidence in what the listing agent put down, because they actually performed a physical inspection on this. So, long story short, I'm looking at the mean and median of the 2-story homes, and this is every home that ranges from 216 a foot to 316 a foot. The mean, including the high-value homes, is 234.15 a foot. This property is not as bad as 662 Kildonan, which I have inspected. It's a client's house. I know it well. It is inferior to the subject. It's sold at 216. I haven't inspected any of the others, but the 2 homes that were listed with the upgrades are superior. So we're suggesting a price of $235 per square foot. I apologize I didn't write it down, I just did this late yesterday. $235 a square foot, that equals $559,770. And you can round it to 560, or whatever rounding method you use, either nearest 100 or nearest 1,000. And lastly, put my closing statements in. I don't think the city should have brought their error-laden report to this board. 3 gross errors on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any questions of Mr. Neufeld, Ms. Wright?
Did you inspect the subject
No, I
property?
did not.
Okay, when I was there, the homeowner denied it.
Okay, you're asking questions right now. You can argue later if you want to, but just
Well,
ask-
it is-
invite yourself to ask
it's
some
a-
questions now.
Yeah, it is a question. So do you have any photos of the condition of the interior of the house?
I relied on statements provided to me by the owner, who I spoke to, and he describes his home as vintage. Curiously enough, that's the name of his company, Vintage Enterprises. Strange coincidence, but it's vintage.
And do you have any market evidence for a negative adjustment for the pump house?
I didn't apply a negative adjustment, I just applied a static adjustment. As I said, riverfront homes have unique characteristics that appeal to a certain amount of buyers, and they don't fit into the mold of a fast-selling home, which is a standard 1,400 square foot bungalow, 1,800 square foot two-story. They move with the market in a subdivision.
Okay. Mrs. Smith, do you have any questions of Mrs. Neufeld?
I'm not familiar with this neighborhood and I can't
Neither am
find,
I.
I can't find them quickly on the maps, but some of the ones that you did bring are.
Oh, there's a map included with the.
That's great. Can you tell me which ones are not along the river?
Oh, they're all river-influenced sales.
Influenced
Yeah,
or
now,
adjacent?
no adjacent. They would either be what's called a river, creek, or lake. Now, the problem with that is I was going through them, I put those criteria in, and you can see my search criteria are listed on my report on page 3. I just put them all, but for final analysis, I didn't rely on when you look at the map here, there's some that are right here, and they're on a retention pond, and I didn't rely on them. I was just looking at all the ones that are on the riverbank here, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. And then there's 4 others that are not, that are pond influenced. So in my sheet, I would draw your attention to, as I mentioned, 662 Kildonan, 668 Kildonan, 780 Kildonan, 900 Kildonan, and 420 Breeden. They're establishing a range of 216 to 316 per foot.
And in terms of the interiors of the property?
The only interior I've ever inspected, either the comparables or this one, was 662 Kildonan.
So you're not aware of
No, I'm relying.
comparability to the subject?
I'm relying on the comments that were in MLS,
Mhm.
and they give a good indication of, I mean, they're always a bit more descriptive and you know,
Glowing?
yes, than you know, the word charming or rustic means I need some work. But, you know, for example, 668 Kildonan talks about having a custom chandelier imported from Ireland. I think I bought one of those in a thrift shop in Ireland too, for 30 pounds. I don't know if that would make the listing. So you just take that, but it does talk about $170,000 on upgrades, which that's a hard fact.
Mhm.
780, you know, doesn't really get into a lot. It says gourmet kitchen. So in my mind, there's some things on here, but it's nothing standing out. 900 stands out a lot, as I mentioned, being the custom builder and description of the upgrades. And then, of course, I know who the agents are too, and unfortunately, familiarity breeds contempt, or so they say. So you know, there's some flourishes. Like, I've been in 662 Kildonan, and wonderful description. I don't never match my inspection.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Merritt, any questions?
Yes, Mr. Neufeld, you've given us a lot of data, and you've concluded value according to a mathematical equation.
Somewhat, yes. I have a
Somewhat.
range, and I
So-
put it in the below the midpoint of the range.
So, in your comparables, where do you hang your hat in regards to the best comparable to the subject?
Give me 1 second here. I think on a per square foot basis, I'm looking at 420 Breeden. It's 1949 age, which is a few years older, but the description of it is is not flashy, it just describes what it is. It's a large lot.
So, but Braden sold for $420.
Right, and it's sold, but it's sold for $231 a foot.
Okay. Okay, I thank you, Mr. Newfield, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Newfield, I don't have any questions, so this hearing is finished. You'll get our decision.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for your understanding of my time problems.
You're welcome. Hopefully we can next meeting on time. Okay, we'll next call the owner of 204 Harbison Avenue West. Come forward, sir. Yeah, you're next. Morning.
Would you like to swear in on the Bible or affirm about? And could you please state your name?
Winston, my name's Bob.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Thank you. So we'll proceed with, just like we did in the last matter. And if you have any evidence, you can hand it to our assistant.
Copies of the evidence?
I don't have 5. I meant to 2 copies. For those of the report.
2 copies?
Yeah, 2 copies.
Okay.
Let's see.
Showing the condition of the court.
Probably not.
He only has 2 copies. Did you want me to photocopy some more, or just?
No, I think we'll probably pass them around for now.
Pass them around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's give them to the assessor first, so that she.
Sorry? Yeah, sure.
And then here. And here. Don't be.
That's all?
Okay, before proceeding, you're aware that the city has made a recommendation to reduce your assessment to $188,000, and you're not accepting that?
I will be grateful for a little more reduction.
I understand, but you're aware that you already have,
Yes.
and you're not accepting that then?
Yes, sir.
Are you, well, I'm sorry, you said yes. Are you accepting it or aren't you?
No.
So you want to proceed with the hearing?
Yes, sir.
That's fine. When you're ready, you can proceed, Ms. Ward.
Okay, thank you. The subject property is roll number 14080281000, 204 Harbison Avenue West. This is a 1.5-story house located in the Chalmers neighborhood. It was built in 1913 with an effective age of 1938. It is 1,042 square feet, has a full basement with basement finish, 1.5 bathrooms, central air conditioning, no fireplace, and no garage. The lot size is 2,724 square feet, and the 2020 assessment was $207,000, which is $198.66 per square foot. The property sold in 2015 for $183,200. I have 4 comparables located in the Chalmers neighborhood. These are all 1.5-story houses. The year built ranges from 1907 to 1921. The effective year built ranges from 1922 to 1945. The living areas range between 944 square feet and 1,050 square feet. Comps 1, 2, and 4 have full basements. Comparable number 3 has a part basement. Comparable number 4 has basement finish, the other 3 do not. It ranges from 1 to 1 full and 2 half bathrooms. Comparables 1 and 4 have central AC, comparables 2 and 3 do not have air conditioning. There are no fireplaces in any of the comparables. Comparables 1 and 4 have detached single car garages. Comparable number 2 has no garage, and comparable number 3 has a detached multi-car garage. The lot size ranges from 2,998 square feet to 4,410 square feet. The sale prices for these properties range from $172,000 to $190,000. The time-adjusted sale prices range from $173,500 to $194,000, which gives time-adjusted sale price per square foot ranging from $182.28 to $189.78. I did recommend a value of $188,000, which is $180.42 per square foot based on these comparable properties.
Thank you. If you have any questions of the assessor, you can ask them now.
To her?
If you have any questions, you don't have to have, but if you do have
No,
them.
I don't.
Okay, that's fine. Business, would you have any questions of the assessor?
Did you inspect the property?
I did, yes, and I have provided photos
Okay.
of my
Can you
inspection.
just walk us through them?
So the first is just a photo of the exterior. It's in fairly average condition. At the back, there's a deck which does need some repair. And then there's the main floor of the house, average kitchen, laminate flooring. The bathroom, again, average quality, I would say. And then there's the basement, which is a finished area with average quality.
And relative to the comparables, have you taken a look at the interior of them? Do you know how they compare?
I did a desktop review using the MLS listings, and they were comparable to the subject property.
So average quality?
Yeah, average quality renovations.
Okay. I see they're all roughly within the same age range. Okay. I think that's all right now, thanks. That's it.
Are there any questions of the assessor?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Wright, these pictures are fairly current. They're 7 days old. And did you make an appointment for this inspection, or did you just knock on the door? Or
No, I contacted the
okay.
homeowner.
And it's owner occupied?
No, there's a tenant living.
Is there tenant? And I noticed that the comparable sales is a close range of 172 to 190. So that's a very good job. So I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Okay, I don't have any questions either, thank you. You can proceed to your evidence, sir.
Okay, so, if you notice, although this property has a finished basement, but it's a dwarf basement.
Okay.
Yeah, and then.
You're referring to the photographs that have been supplied by the assessor.
Even the one I supplied to you.
Okay, we haven't seen that yet,
I
so,
haven't seen that yet.
but I am looking at the photograph that's been provided by the assessor.
Okay.
Last page of her report.
There we go.
Okay.
So what are we looking at, I'm sorry?
Yeah, the basement.
The
But,
basement.
yeah, she referred, no reference to it, saying that it's a finished basement. Yes, it is a finished basement, but it is a dwarf basement. Like
The drop.
that one. Yeah, yes, yeah, it is a dwarf basement, right? So I wanted to point that out. Right, okay? And also, if you look at that, the first photo, yeah, you can see that's the floor of the property. The property is not in good shape. Like, it's wearing out. Yeah? Since I purchased that property, it has not been renovated. Right? So I would think even if the deck on the back view, if you make a reference to the deck, that deck is all falling apart. I showed her, I pointed it out to her, it's all falling apart. So these are things that should, instead of adding value to a property, it should be decreasing. If you look at the windows, the front windows, some of they're not updated. They're still quite old. And I look at similar houses on the same street. Like when I looked at 201 Hartley.
Yeah, the only properties we're interested in are properties that sold, not other properties, because they might be worth a lot more. We're looking at the comparables that maybe you have, or the city provided that show sales. And unless you can tell us that those properties are much superior, we did this, what you're saying, the other properties there, you don't really help us otherwise?
Yeah,
We
this,
don't know what they're listed at or assessed at.
no, this property are assessed, they are newer homes, right? But they are newer homes, they are.
I understand, but what I'm saying is your evidence is not really helping us because it's nothing we can really rely on. Anyway, go ahead.
So what I was trying to find out is that the other homes on the street are much newer homes, they are much bigger in square footage, and then way less in terms of assessment.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, although none of them have been sold in recent time,
Right.
but the point I was making out of it is that they are much newer homes. They are in better shape, but in terms of square footage and the lot size, they are much bigger.
Okay, that's not gonna help us. Please go on with your next argument because I don't wanna really waste time.
Okay, so my challenge with increasing the value is this: is a rental home, right? So given the condition, how it is, it's difficult to find someone that can rent that place. It's currently being rented for $1,200, and we witnessed a tenant. She witnessed me, she saw me on that very day, so I was serving a tenant a notice because she was not even paying me rent for that place. So I served her notice to leave at the end of this month. So since I bought that home, I have had difficulties finding someone that can rent it because of the way the size, the square footage, and the condition of that property. I am here to renovate that place. I don't think it is worth what the property is being assessed for. That's my point on that part. And that home was, that property was listed for sale in 2014 for $185,000. It didn't sell. No one could buy it. It stayed for too long in the market, and then it was taken down. So when I purchased that property, the purpose wasn't to rent it. The purpose was I had a family that wanted to move in to Winnipeg then, and I was living in that neighborhood. So I just purchased it in order to have my family closer to me. But unfortunately, they didn't come. So that was how it became a rental home. If I wanted a property to rent, I wouldn't be buying that property for the amount of money that I bought it then, because it was way high.
Okay, so you think you paid too much?
Yes,
Okay,
it was way high.
okay, then that's your evidence then?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I did that point I wanted to make.
If you have any questions of the applicant, you can ask them now, Ms. Reid.
No.
Mrs. Smith, any questions?
No questions, no.
Mr. Mayor?
I always have questions. The rent that you're getting from the house, how much is that?
200.
1,200? You pay utilities or they pay?
Get paid usually.
They pay utilities? Okay. Is it a month-to-month lease or a year? Or?
It's a yearly lease. At the moment, they are not even able to pay, so I have given them notice to move.
You purchased the house in 2015?
Yes,
Okay. And you paid $183,200?
yes.
Okay.
And the reason I paid it, I explained.
Was it listed, multiple listing or private or what?
Multiple list. Yeah,
Multiple listing?
yeah,
Okay. You get standard financing on it?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when I was looking for financing, I was denied a lot of times. They said that the property wasn't up to there, so they gave me condition to put down more money.
Have you made renovations to the house?
I only painted the inside before the tenant moved.
Okay, so you did some of the interior, I can self.
Just mere painting, just
Okay.
painting of the.
So you're here today, there was a recommendation by the city which was not accepted. So what are you after? What price do you think the value should be, or what? You know?
175,000 would be. I would be grateful for that. About 175,000.
How much?
About 175,000.
Okay. I think, Mr. Chairman, I think that's all the questions
Just
I have.
quickly, I'm looking at the photographs that have been provided, mostly by the assessor. And I notice the floors seem to be, are they wood or The floors like that when you bought it? Did you change the floors at all?
No, they were floors like that.
Floors like that? So the only thing you said is, all you did is paint, that's
Yeah, paint, yeah.
Okay, thank you. You'll get a decision.
Huh?
You'll receive our decision and.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Morning. Okay, well, let's call our next matter, which is 790 Manhattan Avenue.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Nobody here?
790 Manhattan Avenue, nobody here? Oh,
Yes, no? Okay.
okay, well, then we'll proceed with, it looks like 103 Nevins Bay. Come on, come forward.
And could you please state your name? And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Do you have copies of
Thank
this?
you, good, thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Number 10.
Can I go put more money in the meter and come back?
Yes.
Yes,
Are you 799?
Pardon?
Are you 799?
I can be with this, I mean,
Okay.
I
He's
have a-
790 Manhattan.
okay, you know what? I called you and I guess you didn't hear.
I'm sorry, sir,
That's fine.
I have 2 hearing aids and I have a hard time hearing.
Okay, you know, yeah, we'll. No problem. Yeah, sorry. about that. Okay, come forward then, we'll deal with yours next then. You can be sworn in or affirm and we'll,
Come on up. Right there.
And would you like to swear in on the Bible or affirm without?
Pardon?
Would you like to swear in on the Bible or affirm without the Bible?
Yes, I guess I can swear in the Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
And could you please state your name?
Pardon?
Could you please state your name?
Clarence Winters.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. So you don't have any evidence?
No,
No.
I just,
okay, sir, you're aware that the city has, the assessors made a recommendation to reduce your assessment from the 212 that it now is at to $200,000.
I agree with that.
You agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, well then you can just leave now, you don't have to proceed with your matter.
I was told, I have a hearing problem, so
That's fine.
I thought maybe I had to come in to sign something. or-
Yeah, no, if the city has agreed to reduce the assessment, that's the way it'll go then. So you can just leave now and you don't have to put more money in your meter now,
Okay,
okay?
okay,
Clucky, good morning.
yeah. That's it?
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, well, that was short-lived. You're getting some extra exercise this morning. Come forward. I think, you know, you're already sworn in, so we won't have to do it again. Thank you. I'm assuming by the amount of work that you've done here, that you're not accepting the recommendation.
Hopefully we don't need it. Sorry?
So hopefully we don't have to.
Well, I'm
go
saying
through
the
too
city
much.
has made a recommendation, are you
Right,
aware of
so I
that?
respectfully decline.
Oh, that's fine, that's what I was making sure of. I thought so when I saw this amount of work into it.
Well, it's, I didn't do the work, it's online, so.
Okay, well, you still put together. When you're ready, Ms. Wright, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you. The subject property is roll number 09010358200103 Nevins Bay. This is a two-story house located in Canterbury Park, built in 2009, with an effective year built of 2009. The living area is 2,601 square feet. It has a full basement with no basement finish. There's one full bath, 2 half baths with 1 shower, central air conditioning, 1 fireplace, and a detached multi-car garage. The lot size is 10,611 square feet, and the 2020 assessment is at $511,000, which is $196.46 per square foot. I found 4 comparables, which are all 2-story houses within Canterbury Park. The year built ranges from 2009 to 2013, and the effective year built also ranges from 2009 to 2013. The living area ranges from 2,094 square feet to 2,333 square feet. These houses all have full basements. Comparables 1, 2, and 4 have basement finish, and comparable 3 does not have basement finish. The bathroom count ranges from 2.5 to 3.5. All properties have central air conditioning and 1 fireplace. All have attached multi-car garages. And the lot sizes range from 5,852 square feet to 8,060 square feet. The sale prices within the reference period ranged from $393,900 to $448,000. The time adjusted sale prices range from $400,600 to $462,200, which gives a time adjusted sale price per square foot of $180.94 to $215.66. I have, based on this evidence, I have recommended to reduce the 2020 assessment to $470,000, which would be $180.70 per square foot.
Thank you. Any questions of the assessor?
I believe we spoke on the phone, but you did not inspect the property, correct? It was a
No,
desktop,
I
right?
did a desktop review. There was a 2019 post-reference sale, so I reviewed the listing for that sale.
And so the only, I don't know if this is, I guess the question would be, I see there's pictures attached to the evidence you provided, and are you aware that those are the pictures that were used to sell the property in 2019?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure you do that. That's all.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Does this, but any questions of the assessor?
I just wanted to confirm that this property is the largest lot in terms of the others,
The largest lot, yes. it
and
is.
the others have a heavy traffic, medium traffic influence, with the
so-
exception of comp 4.
Yeah, and if you look at the map, the 2 on Nevins Bay have heavy traffic because they back onto the perimeter. The subject is just kind of around the corner, so it still would be influenced by that traffic. So I did take that into consideration when I was reviewing the value.
So they get a heavy traffic influence because they back onto the perimeter, but the
Yes.
frontage of their house does not get traffic?
Well,
Like enough kind of,
the property has a heavy traffic influence because it's affected by the perimeter being behind.
how is it affected?
It backs onto the perimeter.
So it backs on, so it's not like they have difficulty getting into their houses and
No,
everything
no,
like
it would
that.
just be more the influence of having heavy traffic behind.
Okay. Which of these comps do you think is the best one?
I looked most closely at the 2 on Nevins Bay, 79 and 91. They're the same year built, they are smaller, and they have basement finish, so I did take the size difference and the difference in basement finish into consideration. I considered that they do have the heavy traffic influence. The subject likely has a similar influence, so I did take that into consideration. So I considered this.
And there was a 2011 sale of 535?
Yes,
Was that an arm's length sale?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So you're actually recommending a $60,000 decrease from a 2011 sale?
Based on the reference period comparables.
Okay. All right. I don't have more questions about the sale when we get to owner's evidence. Okay, thank you.
Councillor, questions for the assessor?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I had thought that you had the opportunity to visit the property again, but as the appellant had said, that these are multiple listing pictures. Have you been to the property at all? Did you do a drive-by past the property? Or?
I have not, I did it.
I noticed that it's sort of like a pie-shaped lot. Okay. So, is there a fence at the back, do you know? Or,
I'm not.
okay, I can ask the owner. And there's a post-reference sale in 2000, so therefore you deleted it. Okay. Do you know whether it was a custom-built house or anything like that? Or do you know who built it or anything? Because I'm just looking at the comparables, and it seems to be bigger
It is
than
larger, yes.
the rest of the house, rest of the comparables. So,
It was built by Randall Holmes.
by Randall Homes?
Yes.
Okay, I have no further questions, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask the amount because I don't think we should know, but the post-reference sale, did that influence your recommendation?
I was obviously aware of the post-reference sale price, but I based my recommendation on the comparable.
Okay, so that did not
properties.
influence you? Okay. I'm just speculating, the 2011 sale, 535, it brings into question, I'm looking at the photographs of the listing, it looks like a pretty nice home. So I'm just wondering why it's now assessed at so much lower than it sold for in 2011, when prices have been going up.
I just based my values on comparable properties that I found in our first period.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you. You can provide your evidence now?
Sure, so apologies, I didn't know what to present, it's my first time, and I didn't know what I needed to present. A lot of this is probably gonna be knowledge to the board and the assessors and Mr. Chairperson. So basically my arguments are these are, I'm hoping that the board has the authority to consider the post-reference sale. When I did see today that there was a sale in 2011, it was news to me. I have no idea how it's valued so high. So I'd be curious as to the supporting documents that substantiate that amount. What I do know is that the previous owner it's not provided today, so it was a purchase from a foreclosure, and they went to auction, and then no one purchased the home, so it went to a private sale, and it was sold for $433. And in speaking with Candace from the city, she said they don't consider private sales in terms of giving comparables. But the last sale that I have is $433 before I purchased it this year. And so the argument that you had is $535 seems extremely high. It was just recently purchased before me at $433 private sale because there's no one put in a bid at the auction with the bank. And so I purchased it for $459.9, and I got that as the tabs 4A, 4B. So I've got the offer to purchase, and I do have the transfer documents, the title. That's listed at $459.9, exactly what I paid for it. And so without knowing the $535 sale in 2011, which seems to me a little more outdated than the most recent sale, which is unfortunately outside the previous 2-year period that we used to assess. This is the most current information that we have on the market. It's listed, let's just round it up, $460. The city's come back and requested $470. It's still more a year ago than what I paid for it today. And the other evidence that I provided today are under tabs 2 and 3, basically saying that on average, the entire city sales prices have gone up in a year. from the time we're assessing the property at April 1st, 2011, to the date that I purchased it, sales prices have gone up. And what we're suggesting today is that if I were to accept the value of $470, I'm basically saying I'm one of the only houses probably in the city that have declined in value when there's nothing to suggest that. So to me, the only conclusion I can draw is $470 is still too high. Because I just purchased it for $460 on the market. And from the date, from the $470 that the city's come back with, in 2 years from now, I would have to come back and they may take into consideration my sale to then probably, hopefully draw the conclusion that $470 was too high and and they would drop it. But the counter argument there would be, how can we drop the value when the property sales have gone up in Winnipeg and in Canterbury Park? And in Canterbury Park is one of the neighborhoods where it's seen the highest sales price increase. I didn't provide that I just didn't want to kill too many trees there, but so on average, sales price went up 2% in 2018. In the first quarter of 2019, which takes us from January, February, March this year, and I purchased in March this year, sales prices across the city went up 1.56%. So my entire argument is just predicated on the hopeful opportunity that the board can consider a post-reference sale in analyzing the recommendation from the city of 470 and in hopefully drawing the conclusion that it's still too high, given the fact that all indicators are pointing to the fact that sales prices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Questions of the assessor? I mean, of the applicant, Ms. Reed? Okay, I'm going to ask a question first this time.
Sure.
So I noticed that, how much cash did you actually put down on this purchase? Was it mortgage?
Yes.
How much you cash the mortgage?
It was 8%.
Because I see that your mortgage is indicated, and you got from your lawyer at $459.9 in favor of Investors Group Trust, and that seems to be the purchase price. I'm wondering how you had a mortgage for exactly what you paid for it.
Well, I think that number is probably incorrect.
Well, I don't think the landlord's office makes mistakes like that.
Hopefully not.
No,
but,
I mean, I never noted them to do that. It looks to me like you have a mortgage in favor of Investors Group Trust for $459.9.
Well, that would imply that I put zero money down on the
Exactly.
house, which would be impossible, right?
Well, I don't know. Okay, the next question is, I see that it's a private sale. Did you go through a realtor?
This was a realtor sale, my sale.
Well, I'm talking about your purchase here. It shows that there's no realtor. It
Oh,
shows
that's-
the company offered purchase here.
Well, it was through Purple Bricks.
Well, that might be. So there was no realtor, but you didn't know these people. It was an arm's length transaction.
Correct.
And did they have a different lawyer than you?
Yes.
Okay, according to your offer purchase, it looks like you were looking for a mortgage of $394, but in fact, the mortgage register was for $459.9. Do you have any explanation of why that would be?
$494?
No, I said $394.9 was
Oh,
the mortgage you had
$394.
down on your offer to purchase.
Yeah, I mean, when we wrote the offer down, it was basically just, the assumption at the time is that I would be putting, what was it, $60,000 down on the house?
Okay.
And I've since changed that.
Okay, so if you got a mortgage, the house would have been, actually, there would have been an appraisal on it. You know what the appraisal came in at?
The appraised value of the house?
Exactly, for the mortgage purposes. Did they let you know what the house was appraised at when investors did an appraisal of it?
I would have assumed it was the appraised value of whatever we accepted the house at.
Okay, so you don't know what the appraisal is at?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Mrs. Any questions?
No questions.
Mr. Merritt?
I just have a couple. Mr. Lambert, you talked about the foreclosure on the property, and I guess it was foreclosed on by, do you know who or did you attend the sale?
No.
No, okay.
I could
So-
share details, but I mean, it's,
Okay.
they'd have to have it for this one.
Yeah, but there was a foreclosure, there's a reserve bid, on it, and
Yeah.
it was a board, okay?
Correct.
And it never went through. So, who owned the property at that particular time? The bank, obviously.
At the time of the private sale, yes.
Okay, so when you made your private sale, who was it directed to? Who was the owner?
When I made my purchase,
Yes.
the current owners. So what ended up happening was the previous occupants were renting,
Okay.
and the owner wasn't paying the bank.
Which is a foreclosure.
Sure, right.
Okay.
And so they went through the proceedings of the auction, and
Yeah.
there was no bids, and then
Yeah.
essentially the current occupant purchased the home from the bank at 433. So they didn't have to vacate, they stayed there.
Okay.
And I didn't bring that today because I didn't think I could.
So
Yeah.
you bought the house from those people?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Randall makes a pretty nice house, don't they?
We were looking at building, I thought Ventura looked pretty good too, but yeah, no, we're pleased with it. I mean, I've heard good things about Randall. Knock on wood.
So the recommendation is 470.
Right.
And you were seeking what?
460.
460? Is it 460?
Everyone has a formula,
Yeah.
and, you know, I wouldn't expect us to go with whatever evidence I provided, which was the average sales in Winnipeg went
Yeah.
up 2%,
Yeah.
and so you could pick for 2%. I did some math, you know, if you take the first quarter of this year,
Yeah.
1.56 and 2%, it takes us around, I would, 445. If that's too aggressive, but I think something less, I wouldn't wanna be, I wouldn't come all the way here today for 465, for 5,000, I would have just stayed home. I'm hoping we would go at least a 2%
Okay.
discounted factor, so that in the
But-
next 2 years, it's closer to what I paid
Yeah,
for it.
but the problem is that you haven't provided us with any good sales, all, you know, like resales. Like, if you look at the city's presentation, okay, they have sales on your street, of
Okay.
similar houses, okay?
Right.
And they're all, you know, a lot lower, you know, that's, so we're trying to figure out market value for your house as at April 1st.
That's where I was sort of going
Yeah.
to, and in deciding whether or not I should come today or just accept the city's,
Yeah.
which is,
Okay.
you know, a huge decline from what it was
So
proposed
for the
at.
record, what is the figure that you're after?
I would say 445.
Okay, I thank you, sir.
And if I just may add, the reason I decided to come today was I'm trying to figure out again, what is the purpose behind the assessed value at the reference date? And using comparable sales, I think, is a wonderful technique when you don't have proof of what the property did sell for. The fact that I do have evidence that I did purchase it at a particular price, however, it's outside the reference period, to me is a better indicative value of what the property is worth than neighboring properties. This is, in my, closing argument would be like, the market spoke, I bought it, and a competitive, through MLS, it was posted on MLS, I just used Purple Bricks as my agent, and that's the value that was paid for it. So that's the only reason I'm hanging my hat on that one.
Okay, so if you decided to list your house, whether it be Purple Brick or whatever, okay, what price would you put on it?
Today,
Yeah,
it'd be at least 460
okay,
today,
okay.
because I wouldn't want
Yeah,
the market,
absolutely.
right, so.
Yeah, okay, okay, I thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Morning. We next have 30 Hatcher Road.
Number 11.
Would you like to swear in or affirm without? Sorry? Okay. Could you please state your name? And do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. And this is your signature?
Thank you.
Ms. Wright, when you're ready, you can proceed.
Thank you. The subject property is roll number 0900786250, street address 30 Hatcher Road. This is a 4-level split located in the Mission Gardens neighborhood. The year built and the effective year built are 1976. The living area is 1,590 square feet. There is a full part area basement with basement finish. There are 1.5 bathrooms. There is central air conditioning, 1 fireplace, and no garage. The lot size is 8,309 square feet with a rail line influence. And the 2020 assessment is $293,000, which is $184.28 per square foot. I have 4 comparables here that are all 4-level splits located in the Mission Gardens neighborhood. The year build ranges from 1975 to 1985, and the effective age is the same range from 1975 to 1985. The living area ranges from 1,393 square feet to 1,563 square feet. All properties have basement finish, and they all have full basements. The bathroom count ranges from 1 to 2. All have central air conditioning. Comparable number 3 does not have a fireplace, but the other 3 comparables do have fireplaces. Comparables number 1, 2, and 4 have detached multi-car garages, and comparable number 3 does not have a garage. The lot size range is from 4,998 square feet to 9,083 square feet. And comparable number 1 has the rail line influence. It also has a bus route, medium traffic, external corner, and a school influence. The sale prices range from $270,000 to $295,000. The time adjusted sale prices range from $274,100 to $297,800. And the time adjusted sale prices per square foot range from $189.24 to $196.77. This property was reviewed during the 2020 preview program, and as a result of that review, we found that the assessment was supported by the comparable sales.
Thank you. Mr. McCune, if you have any questions to the assessor, you can ask them now.
I just have one question, maybe it's to your benefit or to their benefit, but it says no shower, but I guess full bath means shower?
Absolutely.
Oh, because it says no
Or shower or bathtub, but yes.
Okay, I thought that was a mistake, but as long as it, full bath means with shower, so when it says no shower, I do have a shower. That covers, okay.
No, shower would be half bath, would maybe just have a shower, not a bathtub.
I get you. Well, actually, I have a shower downstairs. Maybe that should be changed then.
Well, you know, you're not benefiting yourself, so just
It's
skip
not to my
that. I'll put that in
benefit
here.
if I say
No,
that.
yeah.
Anyways, it's not that important.
Okay, that's it?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. Sister, any questions to the assessor?
So you said that the property was reviewed in the preview program. Can you explain what a review entails? Did you inspect the property, or was it inspected?
It was actually reviewed by other staff in the office. I don't believe an inspection was done. They did a review of the homeowner's concerns, most of which were related to the rail line behind the yard. And they based their decision mainly on comparable number 1, which is 2 Hatcher Road. It's along the same street and along the same rail line as the subject.
Okay, so the concern of the owner was the influence of the rail line?
Yes.
And is there a discount for the rail line going through the property, or is it through the, behind the property? Like, I haven't even had a chance to look at your map, so.
Typically, yes, the value does take the rail line into consideration.
Okay. In terms of the finishings, quality finishings, how would you characterize them? Good quality, average?
I didn't have the opportunity to inspect the property.
Okay.
So
All
it's
right.
the average.
So you're not sure then how they relate to the comparables in terms of the finishings, or are they, like, I'm not sure.
Yeah. The comparables were all average quality for
Okay.
that year builds.
So which comparable would you say is the best comparable?
I would say 2 Hatcher Road. It's located on the same street. It's really similar in size and age. Experiences the same property influences.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, any questions of the assessor?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I see that you have, again, on your comparables, a nice close range of 270 to 295, which is, excellent. The only, there's a rail influence for the subject property, and comparable number 1 indicates that. And I noticed that the sale price per square foot before time adjustment is bang on to your rate there for the assessed value. So the other comparables don't have any influence. They don't back onto the track. So in your estimate in regards to saying that it's a negative factor, do you know how much it would be if you would back onto a rail line? And do you know how busy it is? So, I mean, it's a tough question.
Yeah.
But, so you can't really tell me if it's a daily or an hourly cycle that comes through in the train, or?
Oh, the train?
Yeah.
I'm not
So you don't,
sure.
I know you've probably given it consideration, but can you put a dollar value on it, or not?
That's difficult
No,
to
okay.
value.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Okay, I thank you.
I don't have any questions, thank you. You can proceed with your evidence, sir.
I don't know how the routine is, but because of my age and my mentality, I wrote it down. If I can just read it, and you can follow through what I've given you.
Well, take us through your evidence maybe,
Yeah.
and so we can appreciate why it's here. You
I'm
gave
sorry?
us a lot of material here.
Yeah.
You might want to take us through it quickly so we'll understand why you provided to us.
Well, like I say, in order for me to correlate everything, I wouldn't be able to do it from my brain. I'd have to read it from what a sheet.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
it's
that's
your,
fine.
it's your
Yeah.
case, you can handle it any way you want to,
Okay.
and we'll have questions of you perhaps.
Great.
Okay.
No, I'd like to start, first of all, if I may read from the start. I'd like to give a brief background that may help in my presentation for the present situation. When I was a teacher, my father passed away, and I was forced to leave school and seek employment to support my mother and myself. I was very fortunate that a friend of family got a job working for the CNR. I started as a callboy, then went to car checker, train clerk, food supply clerk. Finally, as a head mail, I'm very nervous, excuse me. A head mailroom clerk at the Union Station. It was a great 5 years helping me to become a man, supplying my mother and I for a good living. And I will ever be in debt to CNR during the time. Oh boy.
Take your time.
I was a musician during the free time. I took an electronics course. After receiving my degree, I spent 30 years as a biomed tech at St. Boniface House, where I retired. When I worked for the CNR around 55 to 60, they had marshalling yards at Fort Rouge, around 20 tracks. Tracks, from my memory, each track held 80 cars. A train would come in with various cars, wheat for lumber, exactly, and each they would marshal to each track, and then when they filled the track with wheat, they'd go east or west. That was just a sort of brief thing. Now here's what I have to start with. Fast forward to 214, when they closed Plessis Road to construct the overpass, referring to my aerial view, the large picture, CN Yards and Mission Gardens. Before Plessis underpass was started, the area marked A roughly held 80 cars. When they had to marshal cars, they would have enough room to pull out all or part of the cars on the track, go west into area marked B, which is roughly 80 cars long, which makes up a train roughly of 160 cars, which in those days was what trains were made up of, as compared to today where there are upwards of 300 cars, which we all know are generally causing problems in the city. The trains are getting so long that sometimes, mainly I see 2 engines pulling, 1 engine in the middle for auxiliary power, 1 engine at the end, I suspect, pushing. They rarely went into area C because the line between B and C is Plessis Road, and before the underpass, there were arms there, whatever, so the railroad between the C end between A and B would not go into C, and they would do their marshalling, and when they got 180 cars in that A and B, they would go either east or west. They weren't allowed to go beyond. I think there was a time limit that they were allowed to block Plessis Road. I think it was 12 minutes or something, so these just very rarely block that. I suspect CN was more than happy to contribute to the underpass, which extended their marshalling capabilities. To the next picture, which is B, as soon as Plessis was started, and I think it was 2014, there was a sign that appeared, and this is my main thing, the sign appeared in B, and I called it a stop sign, but what it is, it was cemented into the yard, and from what I understand, it's on both east and west between Plessis, like eight houses east, 8 houses west, on both sides face, well this actually is, both of them are on both lines facing west, so now the next picture marks C, which is the close-up of the unit. I don't know what it means, but from what I understand, it means the trains can't go beyond that sign, because if they do, the arms come down. So what they do is they park right behind my house for hours, and we'll go into that. There was a sign like that. Next to C, I got that, close-up sign. That indicates engineers going west for marshalling purpose, not to go beyond this point as the arms go down at Bournay Crossing, which is 6 houses west of my house. When the main line, as it was originally laid 100 years ago, which is their anniversary this year, and called a main line, was used as a main line, now through traffic such as via rail and freight trains, they don't pay attention to that sign because they're going right through. So within 5 minutes, the train is gone, no problem. They pass by my house, and in a couple of minutes, like I say, they're gone, and the arms at Bournays go up, causing very little waiting for cars, and that's the way it was for 40 years. I've lived there. Back to aerial view A, which is the large, in the past when CNR was using the main line as part of their marshalling, they used only A and B, as like I said, but now because of the completed underpass, they go all the way to C and stop at the sign right behind my house marked D. Anything further would cause the arms to go down at Bournay, and the bells to ring. And that person on 2 has the problem, the bells ringing all the time. He's complaining to me, he's just moved in, he's going crazy. But anyways, in the last couple of years, I've seen many times some engineers disregard the sign, go by the sign, stop several cars beyond the sign, and cause the arms to come down and bells to ring at Bournay Crossing. After a time, they would sit there for hours. I'm talking, the worst I've ever seen was 3 hours at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have it on my cell phone if everyone wants to see it. They reverse back to Transcona, a short time later they come back, double the amount of cars. I have recorded many videos over the last 4 years of more engines marshalling back and forth from Transcona Yard, and similarly, they marshal all the way from Simonton, all the way to the main line and still stop. Then we go back to Transcona, pick up. It's just like a constant thing. But I'll get further into that. Also, many pictures of engines parked, actually at C. Let's see, I'll go further. Also, many pictures of engines parked just before they do not pass sign, shown in C. Right behind my house is the aerial view marks. I said that they would stop, park, and back up. Transpass said that. And then come back and continue on with over 250 cars, which of course does not come from the track in Transcona Yards, because each track is roughly 80 cars. In some way, they are using the main line as a marshalling track, and further, in fact, a letter from CN to Transport Canada, which we've gone to court with it, it's a long story, but CN admitted to Transport Canada to them using the main line as a marshalling line. Please go back to aerial view A, which shows an interesting fact. This is an interesting fact. Google Area View, which is dated 2/18. If you look closely, right behind my house, which is marked D, there's an engine with around 15 cars parked there. How appropriate for my presentation. Over the last several years, I, along with an ex-fireman, have been fighting the constant back and forth of CN using their main line as a marshalling track. In fact, I have many videos. I have a cell phone with thousands of pictures. They backed out of Transcona, stopped behind my house, moved forward, and here's the thing too, when I worked in the railroad, the knuckles. So they go this way, and all of a sudden I've got videos of they just go half an inch, and all of a sudden, boom, and they go boom, 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 100 cars. And that's going, I got videos of it, the city knows about it, but anyways, sometimes over 100 cars with resident over the complete length of the residential area of the Mission Gardens, day and night. There was a lawyer hired, and we fought the CNR for over 3 years. It was brought up in the House of Commons by Daniel Blakey, our MP, if I may read what Daniel Blakey said. November 14th, Mr. Speaker, I today rise to address an issue that may affect, this is very disturbing, affect other rail communities like mine. Transcona New Plessis Underpass opened October the 30th, 2015, making the city daily commute easier for some. But for the residents of Mission Gardens, the new underpass has had significant unforeseen costs. As CN has issued the underpass as means to extend the operation area of their Transcona yard, is now building and staging trains behind, this is from Mr. Blakey, behind the houses of Mission Gardens. Some residents have been in the area for over 40 years, that's me of course, and for the first time are experiencing diesel fumes in their living rooms, sleep deprivation, from the noise and damage to their homes from train vibrations. Community residents are facing the prospect of having to fight for their homes against experienced, well-resourced lawyers. When there was a big power imbalance between groups with competing interests, government should step in to make it fair. I urge the government to require the CNR to restrict the reach of the yards to the east sides of Plessis Road instead of forcing residents of Mission Gardens to play David to CN's Goliath. Then in December again, he said, Mr. Speaker, I presented a petition to the House of Commons calling on Transport Canada to stop disruptive train marshalling and staging. Mr. Speaker, today I'm pleased to present a petition of which I did with Mr. Blake, 130 Mission Garden residents' names. Just last week I alone had the honor of going out with petitions, which he did. I can tell you that what they want is fairness from the CN. Mr. Speaker, many have lived in the area for over 30 years. Mr. Speaker, I never had a problem with the main line in their backyard, but CN has made unilateral changes to their operation, has essentially turned their main line into a marshalling yard. They would like the Minister of Transport to intervene. I've got these stuff, which is all from the law court to Transport Canada, and of course there's stuff in here that we sort of signed a thing that we can't read it, but some of it shows that they actually admit to marshalling, and then they said they didn't have enough time to do a sound meter, so they give them an extra 3 months to do a sound. They came back, and in there they said that the ambient noise was more than the trains. I mean, it's so ridiculous. So they lost the second court case, and now if I continue, I've included an image in H. If you go to H, C, D, I'll put the letter, E. I should go E first. Well, should I? Well, please see E. This year, as usual, I opened up this is for E. I opened up my small above-ground pool. There was a ring around the collar, or more precise, ring around the pool. This time I took pictures, and with a napkin I rubbed the smudge off the pool to make sure it wasn't dirt. It was some kind of oil or diesel fuel. I still have the napkin with the smudge, and I worked at the hospital for 30 years. I took it to the hospital. I had a spectrophotometer done with the swab, but it was cost too much, and I think it's just, you have to take my word because I swear that it is oil. And I don't even have to put suntan on my body, suntan, because there's so much fumes and everything. I don't have to put oil on my, but anyways, I have included many pictures of part engines, which is H. F, sorry. Working as electronic technician, I took this will be for F. Working as electronic technician, I took a sound meter of the idle engines. Please see item F. which shows a high of 78 to 83 decibels. 70 decibels is as it states, oh, it doesn't state there, I guess I didn't bring that. 70 decibels as states is a busy street, even in the daytime for an hour is a little too much, but at 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning it's unbearable. I've included many pictures of park inches, which is H. It's F and it's E and G. Now H, these are all legitimate pictures. They aren't going by. They're just parked there. Now, unbelievably, CN is using the park trains to exchange crews. As soon as the crew changes, then the train takes off. It's hard to catch new crews, but I have gotten lucky a couple of times out of the 10, 15 times I did notice it. I've included still pictures, but videos available on my phone. Item A and item I and I2. I2. Oh, I don't know where I saw that I, but, item I and item 2. Item I, I'll show you. I don't think I wrote it down here, but, item I, okay. What you can see is, picture number 1 shows crews leaving the train. They're going, and there's 3 that are going, and well, that's
You
not.
know, Mr. McHugh, we're satisfied that there's a lot of students in the area. I think you made that clear. We're satisfied that the situation deteriorated since the overpass has come in.
But it's not the trains, I'm not worried about the
No,
trains.
we understand that. We understand, though, that the stop change and everything else have, as far as you're concerned, worsened your neighborhood. So I think you've established that. I don't know if you have to really go on. I think that we're all very clear that you've got complaints, and I think they're legitimate complaints. What we're really interested in, though, is the marketability of your property because of those.
Okay.
And if you can show us how it's affected your marketability, that'll help us determine
first of
whether
all,
the city's
you know,
assessment is reasonable or not. But all this other stuff, I mean, you know, it's sort of in a vacuum because the other properties are also affected by the same things that you're complaining about.
No,
But the city,
it
well, they
isn't.
are. They have been.
No, the only reason I'm complaining is because right behind my house, they put that sign, the stop sign. I
Okay.
call it the bus stop.
Okay.
And nobody else in the whole city has that problem of a bus stop behind their
So the people
house.
on either side of you, your neighbors, don't have any same effect
No,
on you do?
because, well, I think, in my letter, if I would be able to continue, the house next to me, the fellow works in the CNR, and when they took the petition, CNR told him not to sign the petition, or else he'd lose his job. So that's that house. 2 houses beyond my house, they're not affected by an engine sitting right behind my house. And 2 houses beyond that, it's not affecting them. So all these people are really not affected, because the train in the middle of the night are sitting 5 houses
Okay,
down.
so if the train stopped at one house before yours, you wouldn't be complaining today?
Oh, I'm sure I would.
Well, you said that the neighbors aren't affected like you were.
Oh, well, I'm saying, let's say, I'm affected this much, next house affected this much, next house affected this
Okay.
much.
So so you'd be less affected if the train stopped one house away from yours?
Oh, well, actually, they do stop, sometimes they stop 5 houses down,
Okay.
but like I say, once a week, or not once a week, but once, my house, they stop there 15, 20 times a day.
Okay, so basically though, what I'm saying is because of the trains, everybody in your neighborhood is affected. Well, they are, you said.
Him
that-
more so, him more so.
More so, yeah, but I mean, of course, I lived there for 40 years, and
Okay.
trains, freight
Okay,
trains
what we're
that
interested
come
in
by.
is how your marketability has been affected, okay? That's how we're gonna reduce your
Okay.
assessment. So I'm gonna tell you.
So I don't have to bother going through how my window was
No,
broken
you
and
made a
all.
case that you are affected by this, and
Okay.
we're aware of that.
And you can see the pictures of the cracked windows.
I'm satisfied that you're
Okay,
grossly
great.
affected.
Okay, then I'll go on to the last page here then. I conclude, I will say, I have no animosity against CNR. As I mentioned earlier, I owe my success in my life because I'm an initial CNR employee and they helped me with my mother, blah, blah, all this stuff. So I have nothing against the CN, but as far as since they completed Plessy, I have no privacy, cannot enjoy my retirement years because of the constant engines parking behind my house during the day and all hours of night, causing sleep deprivation plus smell emanating from the park engines, and most important, health concerns from air pollution. I guess at this time I'm forced to live with this situation, hoping that with the lawsuit a change. Oh, they're also too, because of this lawsuit, they were given 3 options. One, to build a 12-foot wall from Plessy's Road all the way to Bournay. The second choice they had was to coordinate all the lights so they don't park behind my house. And the third was to extend their Transcona yards or build bigger yards. but I understand that they actually sold all the property they had in 1995, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. They sold all the properties. There's no extra property. All they're doing now is using the main line as a marshalling yard, which they did not do for 40 years. And just let me finish here. I've attempted several times to bring this up with the city. Actually, this is not the first time. I've done it 2 other times, and I won't go into detail how. My mistake was they said, I paid the $50, and I said for the year. Meantime, I didn't realize that, like this time, for example, I went to check to get a revision on my property tax for 2019. And I signed it, and the lady said, and I said, well, I got my tax bill, what'll I do? And she says, well, pay it, and if they decide to, you can change it. But now I didn't realize that when I was doing, I'm not doing it for 2019, I'm doing it for 2020. And I did that 2 years ago. I paid my $50. They said, and I was confused. I thought when I went for 2017, it was really for the next year. And when I paid it, she said, oh no, you're too late now. And I said, well, they told me I was good till the 30th of June. She said, no, but you're too late. Meantime, I was always a year behind. This year I've realized from when that lady said to me who I talked to, she said that, no, this is for next year. So that was a confusion for the last 2 times I did it. So just one more paragraph here. Like I said, okay. I believe, given the opportunity to present my case, I believe it only affects me in the whole city. I can't think of anybody else has a stop sign, bus stop. If I were in a situation to sell my house, and with the present situation, the value of my property would be greatly diminished. In fact, somebody came, we were talking about this, I wouldn't even live here with the trains parked at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I really believe my property value is complete, and you have nothing to compare it to. Like, I can't compare it to another house, their value with a train, with a stop sign behind their house. We've been fighting the situation for over 4 years. It cost us $14,000 for a lawyer to fight their case, which we've won twice. There was a GoFund set up. They collected only $1,200 from their certain residents. But when I understand the city has no control of the CNR, from what I understand, with this situation, if they could, I would not be wasting our time trying to do this. And I'd just like to say one other thing. That's all I can present.
Okay.
The other thing is that, to its effect, I would like to leave you. The CNR was created by the federal government 100 years ago. CN was government owned until 1995, having been a Canadian Crown Corporation was funding to its funding to privatization in 1995. And I found that in 2011, Bill Gates is the single largest shareholder of the CNR.
You've done well then. Okay, thank you. You know what? I think we've got your evidence now.
Okay.
I'm going to ask the assessor a question based on what you said, because I didn't ask any questions last time, but based on...
I hope she doesn't cry.
Have the assessments in Mission Gardens come down since the previous assessment because of the rail lines? Can you answer that? Because I'm looking at the property, and I know the property is there, because I used to practice in Transcona, so I know the Mission Gardens area. And for the type of properties that you're describing, it seems like they're pretty low prices. So I'm wondering if they've come down.
If the assessments have come
Assessments,
down?
yeah, in the area since before.
Since last assessment?
Since the last assessment, or the assessment before that, when the Plessy Road came through in 2015.
No.
So I wonder if there's been a negative effect that's brought down property values in the area that you're aware of.
I'm not aware. We would have to look into it.
Well, you have
Yeah.
comparables you gave us here,
Yeah.
but I'm still, they seem to be low compared to other parts of the city. Would you agree with that?
Well, compared to the other parts of the city?
Yeah, for four level split, you know, with these type of properties, at under $300,000 seems to be a pretty low price.
I would agree, yeah. Other areas, for level splits are much higher.
I would add that when I bought the house for $50,000 or for $45,000, other houses in really nice areas were paying $50,000. So I was actually $5,000, whatever percentage that is. So it is cheaper living there. But that's when the train would come by in 10 seconds.
No, I understand.
And there was only 10 or 15. Now there's hundreds.
No, we understand that the situation has changed
Okay.
drastically.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Were you? I guess you're not aware that there was a pool on the property.
I believe we do have that on record, yes.
Okay, because it's not on your
It's above ground.
It's
comparative.
above ground.
Oh, it is above ground.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Looking at the
It's
picture. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have any questions of the? the assessor has any questions of you, she can ask them now.
So you have no evidence of how the trades would affect the market value of your property?
No, but I, just from common sense, I think, and, you know, no, I haven't, but I do believe that the property is valued less when it was a main line. But it's no longer a main line, it's a marshalling yard, and no one has ever given me any, and they were proven that they were a marshalling yard, and there's no comparison I can have to any other place. There's no other main line has become a marshalling yard. So, and like I say, I've got it 2, 3 o'clock in the morning where trains sit out there for, you can't open the window, and you can actually, I got like I say, sound meters of 80, 90 in the middle of the night.
Yeah, we have that evidence.
Yes, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So it's not the trains. I love the trains. That's why we moved
No, I
there.
understand, but you're asked a question, you try to stick to the answer.
Sure,
now
I'm
you give
sorry.
your evidence, it's okay. Okay.
I guess I have a free.
Are you satisfied with the answer you got?
Yep.
Any other questions?
No.
Mrs. Smith, any questions?
No questions.
Mr. Merrick, questions?
Just one, Mr. McEwen. How long have you lived there?
71.
Since 71, eh?
Half-
And is this a ongoing problem that you have? Is this a full-time job for you to fight the railway?
Well, the fellow who started it, he lives a little further down. He's an ex-fireman. And between the two of us, like we didn't bother us 4 years from 2014 when Plessy's Road was a stop sign. Not saying so. For the last since 2014, we've been fighting, taking petitions, going to court. They had a court case here. They brought lawyers from Montreal, so we've been fighting.
Have you got any satisfaction either from, you know, the railway or, you know, I guess your fight is with the railway?
The lawsuit was against the railway, and
Yeah.
like I say,
But any compensation wise, like dollar wise, are you fighting for dollars or you're just fighting for them to?
we just want them to stop
negate
using.
the
I want
line?
that sign taken away from my yard and just use the main line as a main line as it was planned 100
Okay,
years
so
ago.
what stage is that at?
Well, you know how long it takes. It's been
Well,
since
I
2014.
realize that,
Yeah.
you know.
But I think the last court case they had, and they lost the second one, they were given the from what I understand, there was an option of, like I say, the 12-foot wall from.
Yeah,
from
but you've explained 3 options.
Yeah.
What has transpired?
Nothing has happened yet. We've been, you know, the lawyer's been talking, and they just haven't made a decision yet.
Yeah, well, isn't there deadlines? Don't they insist upon
No, you
deadlines
can't give
to
CNR
do these
deadlines.
things? I
No.
mean, there's 3 options, but, you know, nothing's happened.
From what I understand, in fact, I phoned my partner, and he said they had a meeting, but it was confidential, and he couldn't even tell me what's going on, and that was like 2 months ago.
So as the board, what value do you think is lost, you know, for your
Because of,
property?
yeah.
Okay, so, you know, if you put your house up for sale, you know, maybe in the reference year, what would you be asking,
Well, you know, I'm a pretty reasonable person. I leave
Yeah.
it up to the city, and I guess.
yeah, but
some-
basically, you know, you'd hire a realtor or an appraiser to come along and say, your house is worth X number of dollars.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't do that, no.
Okay, but you're here today, so what value are you seeking for the reference date?
Well, you know, I can't, you know, I would like to get this, you know, it's only natural that you want to get it as low as you can, but.
Well,
I
so
can-
specify a figure.
Well, I don't want to over and under, but I know what to say.
You're here today.
You know, well, what's it valued at now, 280?
I think it's 293, that's, you know,
Let's see.
is that too high, too
Oh,
low?
definitely too high, I believe.
Okay,
Too high. Not for maybe for the house.
So give us a figure, I'm trying to help you out.
Well,
I don't know, tell me.
250, 260, 240, something around there. I mean,
In that range?
sure. I mean, you hate to say 270, and it says, yeah, we'll give you that right away.
Well, you know, if you put your house up for sale, I
Well,
mean,
there was
you know,
a lady that sold their house on Region, and their value was not the type of house I have,
Yeah.
but 280. I think they got 230 or something. They told me.
yeah, but if somebody came along and, you know, you're trying to sell your house at, say, you know, the 293, what the assessment is,
Yeah.
and the train is parked behind there, they're gonna say, you know.
No, they wouldn't,
I wouldn't
they
buy
wouldn't
it.
even consider buying
That's
it, I
right.
don't think.
So-
I mean, people come over, and I'm talking about the pool and all the stuff that we don't want to say it all over
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
but
Don't worry
it,
about it.
No.
it's just hell, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
It isn't,
we realize that with the pictures
Yeah.
and all your, commentary.
so I don't know, it's silly for me to say even up to the city. If they're fair, I'll accept it, whatever they say. It's already cost me $400 for printing, so I mean, divide that. And I've been trying to fight this, and I've been living with this since 2014. It's not like it just happened yesterday. So all those 4 years or 5 years, I've lost out. If I sold the house 4 years ago, I'd have lost some money. If I sold it 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
That's, leave it with us then, Mr.
That's the main thing.
McDonald.
If you're honest and
Yep.
give me a deal.
I thank you.
All right.
I have a couple
I'm sorry.
questions, hang on, I
Yep.
still get to ask you a couple
Oh,
questions.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. So basically, you've indicated though, after Plessy went through in 2015, after Plessy
Yeah,
went through in
This is the
2015,
habit.
your area was injuriously affected because the railway then used the main line as a marshalling yard.
Right?
Now, I'm looking at the city's comparables. And I'm looking at the city's comparables that they
Okay,
gave you,
yeah.
and all of them show properties in your area that have maybe similar effects, at least. Though they do, they're all Mission Gardens, and I looked at the map, and they're all pretty close to the main line. Now, they all sold for more per square foot than your house sold for. And you haven't given us anything to show a house that sold for less than that. So on the basis of, I'm just asking what evidence you have to establish the price that you've indicated, which you said 240, 250, 260, and 270 you think they'd grab quickly. I don't know if they would, based
No,
on
I'm
the
saying
information we
it's
have here.
exaggeration.
So, yeah, so, but just saying, you don't have any evidence then to
No.
establish that.
Because there's nobody's,
Okay.
I think what I understand, there's a,
So, Mr. McCune, I recognize the fact that you have a beef and you have a concern, and I recognize that, and you put that clear, and I think you did a good job of doing that.
thank you.
The only problem that we have is that we might have to not give you exactly what you're looking for because you haven't given us evidence.
Yeah.
But there are gonna be sales coming through in the next 2 years. And you're gonna have a chance to do this again. I think next time, if you are back here, you're gonna have to get comparable sales to show that the city's overassessed your house. And show that they've done so and bring that evidence to us, because we can't act on anything other than evidence. And I recognize the fact, and you gave great evidence that you've been injuriously affected and you've got concerns, and I can see why you do have them. And if I lived where you did, I'd have the same concerns that you have. I just don't think that you were able to bring us anything
I
that,
understand.
that supported your claim. And I want you to recognize that, because it's not because we're not wanting to help you, but you've got to help us help you by bringing evidence that allows us to help you.
But most of the people don't want to sell the houses there because they're not gonna, they paid $300,000 for the house. And they, from when I talked to a few people, they won't sell a house because they know they're not gonna get 230, not gonna get two,
No.
or they're not gonna get the amount, so that's the only thing I can go by. There's nobody selling houses, there's nobody within 5 houses on either side of me that have the same individual problem I have, and I don't think that same problem is anywhere in the city. Nobody else you can tell me has that problem. So that's why I didn't get the evaluation of the houses that are in another area with a railway. I can't do that. If no one's selling their houses around, I can't compare it. And you can't compare the house if somebody sells it. There's nobody selling houses on Hatcher Road. So, and they, I've even talked because when I went around with a petition, they said, we won't even sell our house because we're not gonna get what we want for it, so we're just gonna have to live here. Just like me, I have to live there for the rest of my life and put up with this.
Well, one house did sell on Hatcher Road in the time span that, you're comparable number one.
Which one was that?
That is 2 Hatcher Road, which is on the rail line as well. It's
Oh,
about
2
4
was
houses.
the first
About
house.
4 houses from, down the road from you.
And you talk to that guy now, he wishes he never would have bought, because not only,
Well,
the thing is too, that there's only 2 people affected. It's me, because I got the stop sign,
Yeah.
and him is because he lives right near the arms.
yeah.
And, I don't know I'll go and talk to him, but do you know what he's bought the house for?
Yeah, he paid more than you did per square foot.
Of course, that's-
More than your assessed that. His house was sold for, time adjusted,
Of
$190,
course, he got a garage and
53,
everything.
and yours $184. And he's also in a corner, which is another detraction.
Yeah, he's got the arms coming
Yeah.
down, so.
Anyway, well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
And you did
And
do
I
a good job.
apologize for my,
No, you did a good job of explaining your
of course.
concerns, and we recognize them. I want you to know that.
Thank you. Sorry to take so long, people.
Okay, we need a 5-minute break right now, so we're gonna just adjourn for 5 minutes. Okay, we'll next call the owners of 3 Steve Minko Drive.
Yeah, that's my dad. He's just in the bathroom. He'll be right.
Oh, he's not here?
He'll just be right here in like a second. He's just in the bathroom.
If you don't mind, then maybe we'll, if we're gonna wait, we'll call the,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call the property on Bertrand then.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're dealing then with 189 Bertrand Street.
Yes.
That's item number 16.
And you said you'd like to usually.
And I'm gonna have to use that.
Yeah.
Or do
Could you please state your name?
Laura Newsom?
And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I will.
Thank you.
And here's all the other copies. I'll make it quick.
Why?
Well, I think it's kind of covered, but I have to.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. When you're ready, Ms. Wright, you can proceed.
The subject property is 06070536000189 Bertrand Street. This is a 1.5-story house located in central St. Boniface. The year built is 1909 and the effective age is 1919. It's 828 square feet. It has a full part area basement with no basement finish. There's 1 full bath, 1 half bath with 1 shower. There is central air conditioning, no fireplace, and a detached single-car garage. The lot size is 3,034 square feet, and the 2020 assessment is $192,000, which is $231.88 per square foot. I have 4 comparables here that are comparables 1, 2, and 3 are located in central St. Boniface, and comparable number 4 is in north St. Boniface. Comparables 1 and 3 are 1.5 stories, and 2 and 4 are 1 3/4 story houses. The year built ranges from the year built ranges from 1900 to 1921, and the effective year built ranges from 1921 to 1950. The living area ranges from 950 square feet to 1,035 square feet. Comparables 1, 2, and 3 have full basements, and comparable number 4 has a full part area basement. Comparables 2 and 3 have basement finish, and comparables 1 and 4 do not. The bathroom count ranges between 1 and 2 bathrooms. Comparables 2 and 3 have central air conditioning, and comparables 1 and 4 do not have central air conditioning. None of the comparable properties have fireplaces. Comparable number 1 has no garage. Comparable number 2 has a detached multi-car garage. Comparables 3 and 4 have detached single-car garages. The lot sizes range from 3,562 square feet to 5,515 square feet. Comparable number 1 has bus route, commercial adjacent, light traffic, and school influences. Comparable number 3 has a commercial adjacent influence, and comparable number 4 has a commercial influence. The sale prices range from $189,900 to $243,000. The time adjusted sale prices range from $196,500 to $250,000, and the time adjusted sale prices per square foot range from $206.84 to $264.83. The homeowner did attend the 2020 preview program, and her assessment was reviewed at that time. It was originally at $213,000 and was decreased to $192,000 at that time. And I have photos here that I've submitted. It was a March 28th, 2019 inspection that was completed by a member of our staff. The first page details the outside of the property. And then on the second page, the photo of the missing leg cover, the homeowner indicated that there's vermiculite insulation containing a Justice, she said it's visible in that photo. I can't comment on whether or not, that's what that photo represents. And then photos of the kitchen, some damage to the wall. And then in the basement, where the homeowner is concerned with, the support beam is cracking downstairs and some cracking in the basement floor.
Any questions of the assessor?
I do. I would have, I saw here the, sorry, the subject sale history. Last time when I came for the review board, I had brought legal documents to show that I purchased it for $140,000, not $190,000. And it was accepted in the process because the taxes were lowered 2 years ago. And I still see it hasn't been changed here. You guys left it at $190,000 when it was actually $140,000.
Okay, you're not asking you're asking questions now.
Okay, but
That's evidence you can provide. I think you already done it, so though.
Okay, but why isn't that changed then?
Because this information is from land titles, that was the value that came through land titles.
Okay, so the review board last time, that information, those documents don't count?
Well, I'll ask you a question.
Yeah.
If land titles office has $190,000 on it now,
Okay,
then
yes.
that would mean that land transfer tax was paid at $190,000. Did you pay land transfer tax at $190,000?
Yes.
Did you check?
Yes, I was able to show the documents that with the banking, I had listened to, I won't say which banking branch, and they said, get a bigger mortgage payment, because it was my father that I was buying the house off of,
Okay.
and he could have given me the money, so no. So that's why it looks higher, but I got a big chunk and has actually bought the house for $140,000. That's why I had last time brought my legal papers to show that's what it was. I didn't know I had to do that again, because otherwise I would have brought it.
That's fine, okay.
But land titles wanted market value of your house, not what you paid.
No, they have sworn value, yeah, sworn value would
Yeah.
be, so if you pay it under market, you still have to put down the market value for
Right.
land transfer tax purposes.
Well, no, because he wrote it higher, because he wrote it for the amount I had got the mortgage at.
So it costs you extra to register the
Yes,
title.
absolutely, it costs. If somebody would have sat down and told me the truth, I would have never accepted
So
getting
who-
a bigger mortgage, blah, 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 blah.
Who's your lawyer?
I'm Provencher.
Mr. Hope?
No. Didn't he?
Oh,
Yes.
Did he, okay.
Okay, sorry, maybe I'll get him in
Yeah,
trouble here.
no, you're
Sorry.
not gonna get in trouble, I just was wondering.
Okay, so what I did, so that was there, and like I said, I didn't know you guys were gonna have the pictures, otherwise I
Okay.
wouldn't print it. But now, I had two other comparative
No, you're asking questions right now.
Oh,
Okay,
so sorry.
That's fine. Do
Okay.
you have any other questions to ask?
No, that was
Okay.
that one, that was,
Okay, that's fine. Ms. Lisbeth, any questions of the assessor?
Okay, you obviously did inspect the property. What about the other properties that you brought as comparables?
I completed a desktop review using the MLS listings.
Desktop, okay. And are they comparable in terms of quality, construction, quality of finishes?
Yeah, I would say they're fairly comparable to the subject property in terms of the finishings.
Okay. The property that's in the North St. Boniface neighborhood, is that, I'm not familiar with that area, is Central St. Boniface and North St. Boniface fairly similar in characteristics? How would you characterize the two neighborhoods?
I mean, they're fairly close in location, there may be some slight differences between neighborhoods.
What would be those differences?
Central St. Boniface will be more desirable, it's closer to the hospital, it's a little hub there. North St. Boniface is obviously north of Provencher. It does have a bunch of older homes, but it is going through a phase of closer to the park where there's new homes being built in, so it's starting to increase in value there, but certainly central St. Boniface would be more
Okay.
desirable.
And that's obviously reflected in that sales price
Yes.
there. Okay. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, any questions?
That's right, you had mentioned that at the community committee, the original was 213, and they reduced it to 292. 192, I'm sorry. 192. Also, basement type, it's got full dash part area. What do you mean by that?
So what that means is what we have on record is there is an additional area, I believe it's at the back of the house, that doesn't have full basement under it. So the basement is under, the full basement is under the area.
Okay. I thank you. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I have no questions, thank you.
I'll just add.
Ms. Bisson, you can
Yeah.
now give your evidence.
Okay, but just to add about the basement.
Well, that's part of your evidence. so go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, but that one little section is 5'8", and the rest is about 5'5". So I don't know if that falls under full basement. But anyways, my evidence was I took 2 homes. Okay, so I live on Bertrand. The next street over going southward is Thomas Berry, and the street after that is Goulet. Okay, so just so you know. And so I went and compared the 3 houses. They're just the next street over. All 3 of us are built in 1909. All 3 of us are 1.5 story. All 3 of us are residents, 2 family. Okay, I just wrote it down just so it's easier instead of going back.
Are these assessments or are they sales?
Well, assessment, like,
Yeah, because, comparative assessments don't really help us.
okay,
Richardson would actually sold.
okay,
It's
well,
sells market value.
because like, these are at 143,000, you know what I mean? And like I
That's
said, I
probably why
bought
they're
my
not
house.
here.
Yes, and I bought my house at 140, no, but I bought my house at 140, that's what I'm saying. That's why I compared it to them,
Yeah.
because it was the same price range,
Okay.
right? Okay.
I see why you did that. but-
Yeah, okay, but that was where part of that argument was. Now, for the house, I wouldn't have paid for all the pictures extra, but, so just to show you how I have a support beam, but on their picture was even better, a little back, the first one, because you can even see where the porch is starting to, like the roofing is dipping a little. So that's why I had to put the board, or the post to keep it. And you see on top, or the next picture beside it, where the boards are all cracking, it's from all the moisture and so on and so forth. But because it has electrical and it has plumbing on that porch, I would have to, if I open that up, I would be in trouble because I guarantee you most of that house isn't up to date. You know, like for all the plumbing and so on and so forth, so it'd be costly. Hang on, I'll finish the argument after. She showed a picture of my living room here. I don't know where she has it there. But you really don't see the, like the dip. That's why I put like the measure, like the level, to show you, if you look at the air bubble, the house is literally folding in on itself now, like as a V. Because, so I took a picture of the longer distance. She's got like no level, so you can't see the big dip. And there was the close-up of it. So that was just to show you how much it's going to cost quite a bit to actually solidify that house, right? Because if it's folding on itself, that's that. And a picture, I did show where you could see closely the vermiculite. I offered the lady who came in a jar. I said, here you go, and a latex glove. I go, you take a sample, because this is supposed to be all in the roof, right? And it's fallen like into the walls too. Hence, I was just showing like the light switch, and the lady didn't want to do it. But I was offering, please take a sample so I can back it up. And you can see from the roof, or from the picture beside it, that there was a lot of water damage done because the roof needs to be replaced. But when we have vermiculite involved in that, it's going to be a lovely price. Plus, if I want to take the vermiculite off of the roof, I'd have to take it out of the walls too. So there's that. And the picture didn't look very clear here. The last one you see where the support beams are lovely and well cracked. And that's sort of the nerve center of the house, right, is the support beam that keeps it upright. Even, well, here they have more pictures I went, oh yeah. You see the sidewalk on the first one where it's all crumbled. You can't see it because it was winter months, but the central air conditioner is tilted because the root systems from the trees 2 doors down has damaged the house next to mine and is now coming for mine. So there's that. And yeah, so like I said, I compared just because the prices were same, close to the and the age, the shape, and everything else. But their lot is bigger than mine, and their home is bigger than mine, and theirs is assessed at 143, thousand for 2020. 2020. So those were my arguments.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions of the applicant?
When you purchased the house, it was from a family member, so I'm just wondering, was there an appraisal done at that time?
Yes, and again, that was shown in the other, I wish I would have brought the paperwork if I would have known I had to show that. I apologize. It showed, like, the lady missed absolutely everything in there, because and actually, I find that system of a lot of the inspectors, not inspectors, but for the assessments that come in, miss a lot of those details. She didn't even notice the cracks in the support beam. Didn't even notice that. Didn't even notice there was a crack in a garage where pictures, the lady who came in March 2019 didn't even took a picture of it, where it's cracked from front to back, and so the garages are tilting a little bit and everything else, so it isn't up to a wonderful high standard of.
Okay, so the question was there an appraisal? You said there was
Yes,
one. I
yes.
don't think it was an accurate one. How much was it appraised for?
190.
Okay. Any other questions? Is this been any questions to the applicant?
I have none, Mr. Diamond.
I don't either, so
Okay.
thank you very much.
All right.
You'll hear from us.
Thank you.
I'll try to do as fast as I can, okay?
Okay, so I guess we now have, is it 3 Steve Minco Drive?
Would you like to swear in on the Bible? Yeah, sure. I will swear both of you in just in case. Could you please state your name? And would you like to swear me in? Affirm with us? Do you swear to tell, or do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And then, did you want to swear in on the Bible? Sure. And could you please state your full name? Do you swear to tell the whole truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth,
Yes.
so help you God?
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just gonna stand, so.
That's fine. Okay, and you don't have any interest?
No, this is our first time and we had no idea.
Well, we'll see your oral evidence and see what we can do with that.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay, Ms. Wright, when you're ready, you can proceed.
The subject property is roll number 040072555685, 3 Steve Minco Drive. It is a 2-story house located in the Pegulas neighborhood. The year built and the effective year built are 2017. The living area is 1,873 square feet. It has a full basement with no basement finish. There are 2 full baths and 1 half bath. There is central air conditioning, no fireplace, and an attached multiple car garage. The lot size is 4,253 square feet, and it's located on an external corner. The 2020 assessment is $393,000, which is $209.82 per square foot. There was a reference period sale. It was the first time sale from the builder in December 2016 for $363,309. I have 4 comparables that are all 2-story houses in Pegulas. The year built was all in 2017. The living area ranges from 1,780 square feet to 1,873 square feet. They all have full unfinished basements. All have 2.5 bathrooms. Comparable number 2 had central air at the time of sale. The other 3 did not. Comparable number 4 has a fireplace, and the other 3 comparables do not. They all have attached multi-car garages, and the lot size ranges from 4,253 square feet to 4,490 square feet. Comparable number 1 is also located on an external corner, and comparable number 2 is on an internal corner. The sale prices range from $374,144 to $388,396. The time-adjusted sale prices range from $382,700 to $398,100, and the time-adjusted sale price per square foot ranges from $206.09 to $218.26.
Thank you. Do you have any questions of the assessor based on her evidence?
No.
Okay. Mrs., do you have any questions of the assessor?
Did you inspect the property?
I did not expect the extended desktop.
Pardon me? Desktop review? So no drive-by, no external?
I just looked at the exterior from the October 2018 street view.
Street view, okay. And it's a relatively new home, I see, 2017, as are all your comparables, all in the same neighborhood?
Yeah.
Generally, okay. Okay, that's all, thank you.
Mr. Miller, any questions?
I have none, Mr. Chairman.
So I'm looking at them, and I guess my question would be, do you know how Larry Vicker Drive compares to Steve Mimco Drive insofar as the properties are concerned? Would one be a better address than the other, basically?
One would be.
I don't know, I'm asking you.
I would consider them fairly similar.
Have you been down those streets?
Not recently.
Okay, so, because I'm looking at your comparable number 1, which looks like the same house on a different street.
Mhm.
And based on that, it seemed to be a pretty good comparison.
Yes.
Would you agree with that? And if the streets are comparable, then it might be a very good comparison.
Yes.
Okay. That's my question, thanks.
So pretty much what they're looking for is if you guys can decrease the taxes, because he does believe he is paying a lot. He paid $374,000 for the house.
Okay,
And when was that?
That was cuando compré la casa.
17.
Like that was that was the sale price of the house.
it was in
Which
December
year?
2016?
And
17.
No, 17.
So you're the second owners?
No.
Because
They built
there's a
it.
sale in 2016 of
I think that was
363?
maybe the.
Yeah, in the end, the 16.
Yeah, it was in the end of 16, he says.
Okay.
So he does say if you guys can decrease the taxes.
Okay, so it was sold in December 16 for $363,309?
363,000?
Yeah, 309, because probably what happened is he paid some land transfer tax. That
Um,
wouldn't be part of the value of the house at this point.
I'm not sure what they would have based
Yeah.
it on, to be honest with you, but he does say.
Yeah, a new house is land transfer tax, so that's probably the discrepancy.
Yeah, so he does say he paid 374,000.
I'm sorry, not land transfer tax, I'm sorry, GST,
Okay,
after net of the rebate. Sorry,
okay.
okay.
So yeah, that's what he's pretty much looking for.
Okay, that's it then?
That's it.
Any questions? Do
Um,
you have any questions of the applicant?
Has there been any work done since you
No
purchased the
works.
house, landscaping
No,
or?
well,
renovations?
que si le ha hecho el landscaping y todo eso.
Yeah, that's.
The grass, because he had to do it because he is part of he has a corner, so that part is part of the city as well. So he had to do that grass, just in the front though, yeah. Yeah, but inside nothing has been done.
Any questions, Mrs. Smith?
No questions.
None for me.
Okay, so I have a question. So did you also build a fence outside?
No,
No fence, just landscaping.
Nothing.
How much did you pay for the landscaping?
Around $2,000 because I do here for that.
You did it yourself?
Yeah.
You did the labor, so, okay. And you don't think your property is gone up in value since you bought it in 2017?
Que si no cree que su propiedad ha subido desde que la compró en el 2017. He's a problem, but he thinks the taxes are too high to pay.
Okay,
So pretty much, he's just, like, to be honest, he's just looking to see if the taxes can be reduced.
okay,
Yeah.
that's fair, thank you very much.
Because the other day I talked with my neighbor and he paid 3,600 and paid 43.
Yeah, well, there's different houses, but I'm looking at the comparable number
The
one,
same
which I
house?
think is a pretty good comparable, so.
Yeah, the same house and paid $1,000 more than
Yeah.
my neighbor. I don't know why.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
one.
Okay, well, you've been very patient, but it's your turn, thanks.
Did you want to swear in on the Bible? Could you please state your name?
That's the one.
And do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
It looks like 211 Emerson.
And
211 Emerson,
do you
correct?
have any evidence to
Emerson?
211 Emerson.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're ready to proceed then on 211 Emerson. You can proceed with your evidence, Ms. Wright.
The subject property is roll number 0400140990, address 211 Emerson Avenue. Now, we do have it on record that the property is in fairly poor condition, so the comparables that I provided were actually vacant land sales in the area. So there were 4 vacant lots that sold.
So you're saying you're valuing this property at its land value only? And is anything, any credit for demolition? Price?
I considered that it is close to land value, but there may be some, I mean, if it's being inhabited, there's likely some value in the
Oh,
property,
okay, so it
I
is
did
a-
not
okay, that's
consider
fine.
the demolitions. So there are 4 vacant lots in the River East neighborhood. The lot sizes range from 6,102 square feet to 8,176 square feet. Those sale prices range from 143,000 to 173,000, with time-adjusted sale prices at 145,000 to 174,900. And, sorry, the subject's 2020 assessment is at 155,000, which is $28.22 per square foot. The time-adjusted sale price per square foot of the comparables range from $21.39 to $25.88. And all lots are larger than the subject lot.
Okay. Any questions of the assessor?
No.
Okay, thank you. Mrs. any questions of the assessor?
No, I have no questions.
Mr.
I have none.
Okay, my only question is, I see your comparables, and I know vacant land is not that prevalent in the neighborhood, but all your comparables are quite a bit farther north than the subject property. Glenway especially is almost, I think, on the border of, I think across the street would be West St. Paul, or East St. Paul, I'm sorry. And McIver also is quite a bit farther north than Emerson. Do you know if property values are different farther north than they are in the subject area?
I can't comment on vacant land. We're just limited by
You
the
don't know
number
what the
of vacant
comparables you're able to
land
get.
sales.
And to your knowledge, is the house actually occupied at this point? Or is it,
I'm not sure.
is there is it legal to occupy it, or is it in such bad condition that it's been condemned?
I don't believe so.
So it's not condemned? Okay, thank you. Okay, sir, you can give us your evidence.
Okay, well, I didn't bring any evidence with me, but just.
Well, you know, your evidence, actually what you tell us, we'll listen to.
Okay, well, since I purchased that property, I've been trying to get financing to knock it down and build a new house on there, but I've been having trouble with that. And I do got my plans and so forth done up to put a decent house on there, but I'm still getting to that point. But
it's just pretty much just value of the land right now. I don't think the land is worth what they estimated it at, so I just think the taxes should come down.
Okay.
I haven't done much repairs to it, just the roof and stucco, and that's pretty much it, but it's not value what they have it at 155. I don't think it's valued, I don't think it's worth that much, it's just pretty much land value. So therefore I think the tax should come down.
Okay, well, we'll get to that. Anything
Okay.
else?
No,
Okay, do you have any questions of the applicant?
So are you currently living in the house?
yes.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, Mrs. Do you have any questions of the applicant?
You say that it should come down, but what do you
Yeah.
think it should come down to?
At least 100,000. It's just the property of what the land is worth. The house is not worth anything. Just the land value is there. So whatever market value the land is,
The city assessor provided some comparable
right,
properties of just land only,
right.
similar to what you're asking.
Mhm.
And they're ranging, if we're looking at the time adjusted sale price, or even the sworn value sale price, from about 143 to 173,000.
And those and these numbers are from these like 7, 10, and 5, 20 Glenway, and
Yeah,
that's vacant land. That's no houses on there.
correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So that's why I'm wondering.
right, okay, yeah. So plus my property too is like the neighbors on each side. Their property is like a foot higher than mine. Mine is sort of like in like a little valley, and whenever the rain comes, I get all the water. So you know it has to be filled too. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I think at least 100,000 or 90.
Have you any other questions, Mrs.?
Yeah, sorry,
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
sorry, I was in a daze
Oh.
there, just contemplating these numbers.
Oh, sorry, I'm not trying to
That's
rush you,
okay.
I just was checking.
No.
Oh, okay. Done?
Oh, you are, okay.
You
Go ahead,
finished so far?
Mr. Merritt, sorry.
Mr. Jordan, how big is your lot? Would it be
I
maybe
think
50
40
by 100 and, probably 110?
40, I think 45 by 100, just 100 and something. Some that's over 100.
Yeah,
140.
115 or something like that?
Yeah, I know it's 45 in the front and it's
Okay.
100 and
It's
something.
45-foot frontage.
Yeah.
Okay. And you had talked about you're living in the house,
Mhm.
it's not rented or anything
No.
like that. It's occupiable,
Yeah.
okay? But you're thinking about putting a new,
Yeah.
ripping it down,
Yeah.
and have you applied for financing, and what's going on?
No, everyone has turned me down. So can the city help me out? That's it. Banks have turned me down. So
Okay, I thank you very kindly,
Yeah.
Mr. Jordan, thank you.
I first want to clarify, sorry, I've asked you a question, I've got mixed up myself. Emerson is very far north. And I looked at your map and I realized where it is now. I was mixed up, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
So it's a better comparable than I thought. You indicated you did some repairs to the roof and other things, what exactly did you spend on the property?
yeah, I spent I did about 1,200 on the roof, and I'm now trying to do some stucco work, just trying to make it look decent for the neighbors until I can get back to work and get financing to put a new house on there.
Yeah,
In the meantime, I'm just trying to make it look decent.
yeah, and I guess you don't want, if the roof needs repair, you don't want water coming in when it's raining.
The storm was, yeah, exactly. So,
So you're able to live there though?
pardon me?
You're able to live there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what do you think it should be assessed at? You really haven't told us that.
At least 90 or 100,000.
You'd like it to go down to 90 or 100.
Yeah,
How much do you pay for it?
I paid. I think 55 years ago.
Well, a long time ago.
93.
You've been there for quite a while then?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, thank you. We'll leave that with us and we'll see what we can do.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm. No, what was the number? Yeah, hopefully we're nice. Okay, so we now have some matters that are on the docket where we don't have applicants present. And I guess the first one would be 167 Layton. So you go through your evidence on that one?
Sure. The subject property is 020216120000 at 167 Layton Avenue. It's a 1 3/4 story house located in the Kildonan Drive neighborhood. The year built is 1924. The effective year built is 1944. The living area is 1,456 square feet. There is a full basement with basement finish. There is 1 full bath, 1 half bath with a shower, no central air conditioning, 1 fireplace, and no garage. The lot size is 4,990 square feet. And the 2020 assessment is $306,000, which is $210.16 per square foot. There was a post-reference sale. I've provided photos from the time of sale with the evidence. And I have 4 comparables located in the Kildonan Drive neighborhood. They're all 1.5 or 1 3/4 story houses. The year built ranges from 1923 to 1949. The effective year built ranges from 1943 to 1979. The living area ranges from 1,301 square feet to 1,398 square feet. They are all full basements with basement finish. There's a range between 1 to 2 bathrooms. All comparables have central air conditioning. Comparable number 1 has a fireplace and the other 3 comparables do not. Comparables 1, 3, and 4 have detached single car garages. Comparable number 2 has a detached multi-car garage. And the lot size ranges from 4,963 square feet to 7,674 square feet. The sale prices on those properties range from $278,500 to $340,000. The time adjusted sale prices range from $283,800 to $342,400. And the time adjusted price per square foot ranges from $208.87 to $263.18.
Thank you. And is there any questions?
No question.
Okay, I don't have any either, so we can now go on into item number 18 on your agenda, which is 118 Willowdale Place.
The subject property is roll number 0400041100, street address 118 Willowdale Place. This is a 1-story house located in Kildonan Drive. The year built and effective year built are 1959. The living area is 1,187 square feet. There is a full basement with basement finish. There is 1 full and 1 half bathroom. There is central air conditioning, no fireplace, and a detached single car garage. The lot size is 6,371 square feet, and the 2020 assessment is $320,000, which is $269.59 per square foot. I have 4 comparables located in Kildonan Drive. They are all 1-story houses. The year built and the effective year built ranges from 1957 to 1959. The living area ranges from 1,031 square feet to 1,312 square feet. All comparable properties have full basements with basement finish. The bathroom count ranges from 1.5 to 2. All have central air conditioning. Comparable 1 has a fireplace and the other 3 comparables do not. Comparable 1 and 3 have detached single car garages. Comparable 2 has a detached multi-car garage. And comparable number 4 has an attached single car garage. The lot size ranges from 4,998 square feet to 6,027 square feet. The sale price for these properties ranged from $283,000 to $320,000. The time adjusted sale price ranged from $288,400 to $330,200. And the time adjusted sale price per square foot ranges from $241.92 to $293.79. I was in contact with the owner of this property on June 28th. I requested to do an inspection and she said she was unsure about that and would get back to me. And the owner left me a voicemail on July 11th declining an inspection, and she indicated that she would withdraw her appeal.
I'm sorry?
She indicated that she was going to withdraw her appeal.
But she hasn't done so formally.
Yeah.
Okay, but she's not here, so, okay. Thank you. Okay. Any questions?
No
No?
questions.
Okay. Item number 9, that would be 268 Edison Avenue.
The subject property is roll number 04000269500, 268 Edison Avenue. This is a 1.5-story house located in Rossmere neighborhood. The year built and effective year built are 1958. The living area is 1,052 square feet. There is a full basement with basement finish. There's one full and 1.5 bath with a shower. There is no central air conditioning, no fireplace, and there's a detached single-car garage. The lot size is 5,403 square feet. There is a bus route, commercial influence, and medium traffic influences on this property. The 2020 assessment is $235,000, which is $223.38 per square foot. There was a reference period sale in July of 2016 for $232,500, and the time adjusted sale price is $239,000. I have 4 comparable properties that are all 1.5-story houses located in the Rossmere neighborhood. The year built ranges from 1936 to 1955. The effective year built ranges from 1950 to 1955. The size ranges from 1,070 square feet to 1,122 square feet. They all have full finished basements. The bathroom count ranges from 1 to 2. Comparable 1 does not have central air conditioning. Comparables 2, 3, and 4 do have central air conditioning. Comparables 1, 3, and 4 have detached single-car garages, and comparable number 2 has a detached multiple-car garage. The lot size ranges from 3,930 square feet to 5,054 square feet. Comparable number 1 has influences on the property, including a bus route, a bus stop, and medium traffic, and comparable number 2 has a commercial adjacent influence. The sale prices for these properties ranged from $235,000 to $282,296. Time adjusted sale prices range from $236,400 to $282,300, and the time adjusted sale price per square foot ranged from $212.97 to $262.85.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. I think that takes us to item number 13, which is 211 Emerson Avenue. 211 Emerson Avenue.
We should go to Curly Stone.
Oh, we just did that?
Curly Stone.
Curly Stone?
Yeah.
Oh, where's Curly Stone? Tell me that.
It's number 14.
Oh, 14. Okay.
The subject property is roll number 04005342500. Street address is 59 Curly Stone Way. This is a 1-story house located in the Springfield South neighborhood. The year built and effective year built are 1978. The living area is 1,393 square feet. There is a full basement with basement finish. There's 1 full bath, 2 half baths with 1 shower. There is central air conditioning, 2 fireplaces, and a detached multiple car garage. There's also an in-ground pool. The lot size is 7,241 square feet, and it's located on an internal corner. The 2020 assessment is $377,000, and the assessment per square foot is $270.64. I did inspect the property on July 16th. I've included some photos from that inspection. I have 4 comparable properties. They are all 1-story houses located in the Springfield South neighborhood. The year built and effective year built range from 1978 to 1988. The living area ranges from 1,204 square feet to 1,408 square feet. They all have full basements with basement finish. The bathroom count ranges from 2.5 to 3. They all have central air conditioning. Comparable number 1 does not have a fireplace. Comparable number 2 does have 1 fireplace. Comparable number 3 does not have a fireplace, and comparable number 4 has 2 fireplaces. All the comparables have attached multi-car garages. Comparable number 4 has a pool. Comparables 1, 2, and 3 do not have pools. The lot size ranges from 5,774 square feet to 8,089 square feet. The sale prices for these properties range from $335,000 to $375,000. Time adjusted sale prices range from $342,400 to $377,600. And the time adjusted sale prices per square foot range from $259.73 to $313.62. I spoke with the owner after I completed the inspection on July 19th, and he indicated that he would likely withdraw at that time.
Okay, thank you very much. So that completes everything on the docket. Thank you for your presentations, and you'll also hear from us. Good morning.